Well, here's something you don't see every day. This is a Bachmann, formerly Aristocraft-9, brand new. One of my viewers was hoping I could install some RailPro electronics into this and a couple other models he has, which I wasn't actually sure if I could do that, but he was kind enough to loan me the test equipment to check and make sure that it actually works. So I agreed to give it a shot and we'll see how it goes. And this is large scale 1/29th, and just for comparison of how large that is, here's my HO scale model of the same engine. That is quite the massive difference. So let's get started, see what I can do with this. Alright, so according to the manual, I should just have to lift up on the front section here, which is very tight. Yes. Okay. Yeah, there's your smoke unit. There are a bunch of switches under here for switching the lights. Yeah, smoke, motors. If you have battery power or track power, you can switch that. And then I think these are for different electronics options. You have to take off the top switch unit here to get to the plugs and all that other stuff underneath. So that's just one more screw from the look of it. Now, yeah, this just lifts right out. This way. All right. Yeah, that's a lot of stuff. There's a lot more wiring and other PC boards inside too. I think this is the control board for the smoke unit. This here, yeah, this is just the switchboard. I'm guessing this one here is the one that has something to do with the digital control. Alright, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect these directly to the screw harness that's on the RailPro. And these wires here, I'm going to remove them and instead solder in the wires from the harness here. So then it just gets rid of some of the excess wiring, and there should still be plenty for everything to fit in there. So I've got my soldering iron out. Just need to heat that up and get started. And as for where to put everything, it's kind of complicated because these are Bachmann's listed functions, and then these are the RailPro's listed wiring. They don't label everything the same. Like on here, all they've got is just output 1, output 5, output 3 for the harness functions. So I think for that, I might just have to take my best guess, and if it doesn't work, then I'll see what I did wrong and rewire it. Alright, so here's what I've got so far. I have the 5 functions there hooked up, as well as the speaker wires, and next I'll get on to attaching these to the harness on the board here. Alright, so getting onto this, it looks like this plug board, this jumper board, is just kind of a universal one that's used for both steam and diesel, which would explain all the unused connections here, as well as the fact that you've got a chuff signal there for sound on steam engines. So this should be pretty easy to hook up. You have all the different connections labeled here. And these harnesses are pretty easy to use. All you need is a small screwdriver so that you can open those up. And if you look there, let's see if I can get this on camera. There, I think you can kind of see that. As I turn the screw, there's a little plate in there that moves up and down to tighten over the wire. So as you're inserting these, you want to get those as far in as possible, Of course, you don't want to insert any insulation into the actual connection. You only want wire going into there, but the insulation should stop at the edge of that hole there. And then you just turn that down. You want to get that pretty tight, but you don't want to get it so tight that you start stripping out the screw head. Just getting it snugged down is good enough. So I've got the right rail wire going here next to the plus minus 5-volt connections, and then the negative track wire goes on the other side. At least that's how it should be. Okay, I think I've got this figured out now. If I read the instructions right and understood everything, this wire here goes to the 5-volt connection over here. So this could also go to a switch, which would then go over to here. But since there's no switch for whatever that is, I just plugged it in directly. Hope that's correct. The smoke unit I hooked up with the common ground since there weren't enough function spots for it. And I also have this blue wire going to the last voltage terminal, and that blue wire is the one labeled as B+ on the board. Let's see, the motor wires are hooked up there, track wires there. And then around here, for the rest of the functions, I had to do just a little more rewiring. So there weren't enough spots open for everything. The board here only has 6 function outputs, but there were 8 possible ones on here. So like I said, I already just put the smoke unit on common ground, and there's a switch for that on top anyway. So that should take care of that. And I wired the front number boards to the front headlights with this wire here working as a jumper. So those will work together on the same function. Rear lights are function 2. On function 3, I've got the cab light. 4 is the safety lights. And then, no wait, that's, okay, function 2 is the rear lights. No wait. Right, function 2 is the rear lights going over here. And then this here is the, right, this is the cab light. I've got this as function 6. And then, yeah, function 3, that's the safety lights then. Then 4 and 5 are the left and right ditch lights. So, yeah, hopefully this is all correct. But I guess the only way I'm going to find out now is to plug it in, which goes this way on the main board. Okay, I've got this thing on rollers on the track, powered with 28 volts. And the RailPro controller here with the screen as bright as the sun was able to find it. So let's see if it works. I hear noises. So it looks like this controller is actually really low on battery. Okay, controller's charged now, so let's see if I can do a little more. Alright, front lights are working, as well as the back lights. Ditch lights. Let's see, one of them's working. Looks like I swapped a couple wires, so instead of the left ditch light, it's these safety lights coming on. So I'll have to swap that around, but at least I know the function itself is working. Alright, what else have we got? Okay, sound works. And it's loud. Very loud. Yeah. Well, let's turn on the engine. Moving. So there's that one. Okay. definitely some power going through that track. You can see the sparking down there. That's better. Well, I don't know why, but I can't get the ditch lights to work at all now. I'm wondering if maybe they used a different voltage rated LED for these than they did for the rest of the lights in the model, in which case I would have had to install additional resistors to make those work without dying. But yeah, the last I saw from one of these working was this one here is just kind of blinking dimly and then getting dimmer until there was just nothing at all. But yeah, you can see the rest of the lights are working just fine. But yeah, I don't know what went wrong with those ditch lights exactly. Okay, and now they're working. Well, I guess that means I don't have to replace them, which is good. But I don't know what went wrong before. This is all really confusing. Okay, things are finally looking good here. I did a little bit of function readjustment to use the additional lights. So now I can also turn on the cab light, turn that on and off, and then the safety lights. Now the number of functions in the controller is limited to 16, so you have your different sounds and different lights and other things you can control. But for some things you might have to disable what you don't think you're going to use to make room for other things. So I ended up taking out the front and rear light dimming to have the safety and cab lights in place of that. Of course, that can all be reset at any time by the owner of the model. But yeah, it looks like it's finally working. I also went through the current calibration, so now this can go up to full speed and sustain it. Although it's highly unlikely it's ever going to stay at that speed, because even getting up to about half, I think this is going to be running along pretty quickly. So I think I've got the RailPro wiring all done here. Seems like everything's working just the way it's supposed to finally. So now that that appears to be all good, I'll just slide the RailPro into the front of the engine here. This should hang around fine for correct cooling. So they do tell you to have a space around it for cooling. So as long as that's just kind of has some space around it, that should be perfectly fine. Just have to get this angled in here correctly. Okay. So now I can just screw that back down and put the top cover back on here. And while I'm getting this back together, I might as well install these extra details. So that should be all for this one. Decoder's installed, everything's working, details are on, and I don't think there's anything left that I need to do for this one. Wish I had the track to test it out, but this large scale is a little too much for my area, so hopefully everything will work perfectly for the owner. And he also gave me a couple other models to install the electronics in, one more of these, but then also an SD40, which you'll see in the next video.